Hey, so talk about, last win. I mean, a big one, right? Can you just talk about the importance of getting that first UFC win, kind of what it means to you?
Yes, sir. It meant the world to me. It's funny because like everybody knows, this has been my dream for the last 12 years. I've had this dream since I was 15 to be here, and not just be here, but to have a beautiful finish like that. And so just to get that, as y'all saw after I won, I exploded into screams and just wanted to be with my family, And it was just awesome, bro. And it was a dream come true, and I can't wait for more to come. That's the best way to say it.
That's awesome. So knowing this is your dream since you're a teenager, right? You get to the UFC and you have a couple setbacks, right? How difficult is that? Do you start like doubting yourself or thinking like, oh, am I going to be able to fulfill this dream?
Best way to answer that is, I believe everybody has doubts. You know what I mean? Like, especially after a loss, everybody has doubts. But I've never asked myself if I could do this. It was more like, what do I need to change to be better? If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Because I knew what I love about MMA and what I love about fighting is it's not a team sport. It's only you. You know what I mean? Like, I can't lose. I hate fighters that lose. I'm like, oh, my coach did this and my coach. I'm like, nah, stupid. You know what I mean? It's like, you're the one out there. You messed up. You know what I mean? So win, lose, or draw, I know at the end of the day it's on me. Like, don't be wrong. I have a team and I have a family. You know what I mean? You see my coach out there, Kelly Davis. You see my boy out there, Flo, with me. That's my family. But like, when we're training together, they help me win. But like, again, if I lose, I can only be myself. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, they didn't get me ready for that fight. No, they got me ready for it. I just dropped the ball somewhere. So that's all about this sport, and I just love that. Like I said, I love the team part of it. Like, again, working together to get the win. But outside of that, I just love how it's on when the lights are on. It's all on me.
Yeah. So here's what made me curious. So you come in, you get these two losses, unfortunate, but you fight again so quickly, right? I mean, was there any part of like people around you that were like, bro, slow down a little bit. Let's get a full camp. Let's work on some things. Let's change some things. Did anybody try to stop you from fighting so fast?
Oh yeah, 100%. A lot of people did, and I only listen to two people when it comes to the fight game. It's my coach Kelly Davis and my boy Flo. Like, I tell everybody else outside of that, I respect your opinion, but I really don't care for it. Like, I tell everybody I don't care for it. Like, I listen to two people, my coach and my boy Flo. Outside of that, it doesn't matter. Like, I have family who were trying to tell me, hey, slow down, stop, maybe go train some other places. I'm like, no, you don't know this, you don't know my sport. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, they know I love them and I know they love me. But again, I don't listen to two people, so everybody can say what they want.
That's awesome. Well, no surprise, you're back again pretty quickly. You know what I mean? So give me an idea. What's the focus been in this time? I mean, did you take any time away? Was it right back to it? What's it been like in between?
In between, right after the win, I got back home that Sunday, and I took 2 days off. I took Monday and Tuesday off, and I was right back in the gym. You know what I mean? Like, I tell people all the time, my life revolves around fighting, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, if I have a date or if I have a family event or whatever, I tell them, like, I'll tell a chick, I'm like, hey, you got to wait till I'm done training. You got to wait till this, you know what I mean? Or it's just like my world revolves around just fighting, training. So everything else gets the back burner to this. This is my life, you know what I mean? This is what I've dedicated myself to. So there's only been 2 days really off since my last fight, and I'm just glad that I could be back. And like I said, I want to fight every 90 days or less. You know what I mean? Sean Shelby knows this about me. I'm just ready to be back in here, and I love this.
That's awesome. Talk about the matchup with Randy. I mean, obviously a big, rangy guy. I mean, what do you think about him as an opponent?
Randy Brown's a great fighter. You know what I mean? I've been watching him for years. He's a great killer. Like I said, he has 6 knockouts, I believe, and I think he has 5 submissions. Great, well-rounded fighter. And like I said, he has 6 knockouts. I have 8. So when fans see this fight, I hope they know this is Knockout City fight. You know what I mean? There's no other way it's going to end.
Nice. Does it feel any different now? Like, knowing you got over that hump, you got that first win under the belt. I mean, is it feeling different coming in this week?
It does. It does. It's just my confidence is up. You know what I mean? Like I said, leading into that last fight, I admitted that I was adding a new style with my old style. You know what I mean? I was making a new night train, and I believe in that last fight, y'all got to see it, and now you're going to see even more advanced stages of that because, like I said, I don't take time off. I'm always in the gym, always working to get better, and I'm just ready to go out there and just really shine.
Nice. The last thing for me, I guess, what's the goal here? I mean, you set a pretty high bar last time. It might be tough to beat that type of performance. I mean, you're going out there trying to do something more spectacular, or is it just go out there and fight and pick up a win somehow?
No, definitely the goal is always to go out there and be spectacular and get a fantastic finish. That's the goal, is to get a finish. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those fighters who, I'm going to ride this to decision. No, I'm going to kill the guy. You know what I mean? For 15 minutes, how long I have to get it done. So yeah, that's the difference between me and everybody else. I just want to get the job done. I want to finish. I want fans to know. I want fans to stop what they're doing when they know I'm on the card. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, Jared, Night Train's fighting. Yo, stop it! Like, I was at a wedding, and we were over there while my friend saying his proposals. We're watching, what was it? It was a boxing fight. It was a rematch between AJ and I think Andy Ruiz. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I want fans to do that for me. You know what I mean? I'm at a wedding. My boy's literally is proposing or whatever, and I'm watching a fight. I want fans to do that for me. So that's the bar I set for myself.
I've just got one question for you. You know, when you're going into a debut with someone like Alan Jobon, do you feel like maybe you got put in there too quick with somebody too good, or you feel like maybe they threw you in there, or do you feel like that was the best kind of debut for you?
I feel like the answer is both. I feel like they did throw me in there with a good lion, and I know it was a great fight for me. You know what I mean? Like even though I didn't get the result I wanted, it was great to be in there with a legend like him, and just to see that loss helped me see what I need to work on, if that makes sense. So I love that I got to be thrown into the fire is that quick, and I love it. You know what I mean? I'm one of those fighters who thrives off being put against the wall, who thrives off being in the fire. So it was a great fight for me. I loved it, and I like that. I like being challenged, if that makes sense. I feel that's what the UFC is doing, and I love it.
How do you stay so positive? Because you seem like you have a really good outlook on things that other fighters maybe would see as a negative. You seem like you're twisting it to a positive. How do you kind of have that mindset?
That's a great question, and the best way for me to answer it is I know what I'm capable of, and I know where I want to go, and crying about it's not going to get me there, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they see an opportunity or they get an opportunity and they want to cry about it. Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not those kind of guys. You know what I mean? I'm not that guy. I want the opportunity. I've dreamed about this opportunity, and now that I've got it, I'm just going to run wild as hard as I can with it, if that makes sense.
Does your boy know that you were watching boxing during his wedding?
Oh yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? I told him, like we were telling him in between rounds what happened. You know what I mean? Like he's getting married. He's like, what happened? What's up? What's going on? You know what I mean? We're whispering in his ear. So yeah, he's a fighter as well, so he knows what's good.
They're like, where's the ring? Hold on, bro. I'll get it right after this round.
No, for real.
And the only question I have is, you know, obviously we look at this fight, we think it's going to be a slinging hands, you know, lots of banging and stuff. But you both have ground skills as well. Oftentimes that's the difference in a fight like this. Who's got the better ground skills? And should the fight go to the ground, do you think that you'll be able to take him?
No matter where the fight goes, I know I can take him. So I believe he's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. This is all hearsay. I believe I've been told he's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. I am a brown belt. I don't really hold. Oh, shit, I'm about to shit on jiu-jitsu. I don't really I love jiu-jitsu, but it's not that important in my mind anymore, if that makes sense. Like, I see jiu-jitsu as a way to get up now, you know what I mean? Everybody gets on the ground there, they want to, let me hug them, let me try to get a submission, and like wrestlers, like people, it's funny, people don't see it, man. Wrestlers don't do jiu-jitsu with you. They take you down, they'll negate your hips, like you can't move and go for submissions. So it's like, why would you want to be down there, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like I'm one of those guys who just want to stand and bang, I want to knock people out. I'm not one of those people who want to hug and touch on guys, you know what I mean? Even though I can do it, I don't want to knock you out.
I was going to say that's kind of my next question, because you have submissions on your record, but you'd rather get a nice flashy knockout than anything else.
So it's funny. It's a weird paradox. So check me out. I do prefer a knockout, but to me, there's nothing more sexy than a submission. And the reason I say that is because there's nothing more sexy than making another grown man, let me take that even a step further, making another trained fighter say, I quit. You know what I mean? There's nothing more sexier than that. You know what I mean? Like, I love this sport, you know what I mean? I love hurting people. I love this sport, but like I said, there's nothing better to me than a tap out. Like, seriously, you gotta think about it. When somebody's literally tapping, they're saying, I give in, I can take no more. You know what I mean? You can walk on the street, hit somebody, maybe they'll go to sleep, you know what I mean? Knock them out. But it takes skill and technique to submit somebody. And so don't get me wrong, I'm gonna shit on jiu-jitsu a little bit, but like, that's what I do prefer. I do prefer submissions, but a knockout's still up there with me.
So what's your keys to the victory? What needs to happen to make sure you get your arm raised on the day of the fight?
The way I get my arm raised is just being myself. You know what I mean? Like last fight, if you watch my first two fights against Allen and against Akabaru, like my friend Josh said, I go out there and you can see the gangster too soon. What do I mean by that? Like I went out there and I was just all mad face until the fight started. My last fight, you see me smiling and geeking and stuff like that. Like I was myself. I was happy to be there. I was living in the moment, and I believe that was the biggest change. And that's what's going to change again. That's going to be the biggest thing for me in this fight. Is like I said, I'm happy to be out there. Like I said, because at first it was like I said, I've gotten to my dream. And those first two fights, I felt like I was putting too much strain on myself. But now I'm happy to be there. I'm living in the moment, and so I believe that's going to be my key to victory: is living in the moment, just seeing what I want to see, and just doing what I want to do.
So when we see you walk in there, if we see a big smile on your face, we know that we're going to see some devastation.
100%. Hey, I'll tell you what, if I can tell you something, man, like one of my favorite fighters, one of my favorite boxers is Sugar Ray Leonard. And what I love about Sugar Ray Leonard is he came out and he would say it. He was like, before a fight, he would look in the mirror. And he said if he saw Sugar Ray Leonard, he's like, he knew he was going to run through the guy. He said if he saw Ray Leonard, he has some work to do. You know what I mean? And that's kind of in a way kind of how I am as well. You know what I mean? If you see him come out there all mad or whatever, like I said, too gangster, it's like, what, like, I'm coming out there too stressed, basically. But when I'm laughing, geeking, and smiling, I'm living the moment. I'm happy that you're going to see devastation 100%.
Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.